right, fire it up. Let's do your thing here, bud. Nobody's any better at this than you are.
That's fine. Take a deep breath.
Give him hell at the end. You like this?
Fighting like hell like we do every week. You are the best here.
Brett, be affirmative. You told me to get on. Info.
Ready. Go slow. Green.
Lock it down.
I'm destroyed, and I just got drove through like 6 times on the 14th. What the f*** is he thinking? That is the stupidest thing I've seen in my career. Literally.
Everything you described is accurate.
Haven't even finished the second stage yet. Half the field's wrecked.
Hell yeah.
11 got it.
Rowdy there, Matt. Good job, pal.
Thanks, man.
Good job all day.
Great work, my man. Great work.
Keep putting yourself in position. We'll win our share, right? We got one back today, brother. Good job.
Therefore, great job, guys.
And welcome back to another week of Racing in the Draft. My name is Mark, and I will be walking through this week at Sonoma, the Toyota Save Mart 350. Hope everybody's had a great week, and hopefully they enjoyed the Coke 600, the 5th fastest 400 lap race at Charlotte. Let's take a look at kind of what happened. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hendrick, again, domination. Except for Kyle decided to stick his nose in the middle of the 4 drivers from Hendrick. So as you can see from comments by Bruno this week, he definitely put Kyle up there going, yep, we got a problem. At least at the 1.5 oval tracks, it has been complete domination by the Hendrick drivers and getting their 269th win as a organization, topping Petty Motorsports, who they were tied with. So thanks again to Comics for Bruno for a great comic, and let's look at the optimal lineups from Charlotte. As expected, Kyle Larson destroyed the field with 157.8 points. No one even close. Ended up having 3 dominators this race. 3 dominators. Kyle Busch kind of was a dominator slash PD, but 1 PD and 1 value pick, with Justin Haley coming in to make his second appearance on the optimal lineup. So hopefully you did well last week. I didn't do too bad. Not my best, but not my worst. Still got some funds to play with, so we move on again this week to Sonoma road course. We haven't been there since 2019 because COVID restrictions in California didn't allow them to race there last year. So let's take a look at the Toyota Save Mart 350. Of course, this is a road course, a true road course that they have been going to for very, very, very long time. So some of the older drivers are very familiar with it. It's a 2.52 mile track, 12 turns, 90 laps total, only 63 Dominator points this week. So laps led equal 22.5 and fast laps of 40.5. Dominators will not be of the utmost importance this week, even though you will need to have at least 1. I think maybe a second may end up coming into play, but it is also probably a place differential or just sheer finishing position to get the points. And we'll kind of examine past history at some of the road courses and Sonoma road course history at the tail end of this. So let's kind of get into the driver by driver breakdown this week. Starting at the top, 10,900 Martin Truex Jr. 10,900, starting 19th. Here comes the PD upside and potential dominator that I was just discussing. Starting 19th and being the number 1 on the power ranking this week. Martin's got in the last 5 road courses, so I am still taking into consideration Coda, even though that was an absolute mess. Still was a road course, even though it was a very wet road course, and also looking at Daytona in my workup. So my last 5 races include the Daytona road course from this year, the Coda race from this year, and the last 3 Sonoma races. So out of those 5 races, Martin Truex has 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, and 3 top 20s with a 32.0 DraftKings average and a 17.2 average finish. Since we don't go to road courses that often and we don't have a whole lot of history we have plenty of history, but it's old history from Sonoma, I went ahead and used a lot of the stats from all of the road courses that they've run in their career in the Cup car. So Martin Truex Jr. has 32 total starts on road courses. He has 4 wins, 12 top 5s, 17 top 10s, and 23 top 20s. And he did finish first here in the 2019 Sonoma race. Martin Truex Jr., along with Chase Elliott, who we'll get to in just a second, are probably need to be in at least one, or if you could fit both of them in your lineups. They could easily go 1-2 in either order. And as we can tell, let's look at some numbers from Chase Elliott. 10,500. Will be starting outside pole position from his teammate Carl Larson, who we'll get to in a few minutes. He has the power ranking of 2, so hence have Truex or Chase in your lineups, or have both if you can fit them in and fit some PD upside. So starting second, he does have 1 win in the last 5 starts, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s, and 3 top 20s, a 31.7 DraftKings average and a 14.2 average finish. Now, the last time they were here at Sonoma, he did finish 37th. He blew an engine 4 laps into the race, giving him a not-so-great finish. But out of all of his road course starts, he has 6 wins, 7 top 5s, 9 top 10s, and 11 top 20s out of his 14 total road course starts. Chase Elliott is hands down the best road course racer in NASCAR currently. Truex Jr. would be a close second. Next in line, we've got Kyle Busch sporting something other than a candy car this week. He's got the Sports Clips car, which I desperately need to get to because I need a haircut myself. But 10,300 starting 5th. In the last 5 starts, including the 3 at Sonoma, he does not have a win, but has 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 5 top 20s, a 29.9 DraftKings average, and an 11.4 average finish, which actually beats out the 2 prior drivers. He finished second here in 2019, has 3 total road course wins, 11 top 5s, 20 top 10s, and 24 top 20s out of his 36 road course starts. Next in line, we've got Joey Logano, power ranked as a 6th. Kyle Busch, I've got him power ranked as a 10th. Joey Logano, 10,100, power ranking of 6th this week. He's starting 13th. No wins in the last 5 road course starts. 32.7 DraftKings average, 11.8 average finish. He finished 23rd here in 2019. Does have 1 win on a road course, 9 top 5s, 16 top 10s, and 22 top 20s out of his 28 total starts. Joe Logano is a gosh darn good road course racer also. Any of these 4 guys so far, and including Denny Hamlin, so anybody in this top 5 bunch, hence the reason why they are priced at the top of DraftKings. Denny Hamlin, 9,900, will be starting 4th. Does not have any wins in the last 5 road course races, but does have 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 5 top 20s, and a 45.4 Draftkings average and a 7.2 average finish. He's very consistent, if anything, and that's been what he has been doing all year and all of last year, just consistently finishing top fives. Very rarely does he have an issue or problem. But he finished 5th here in 2019. He does have 1 road course win, 10 top 5s, 16 top 10s, and 24 top 20s out of his 34 total road course starts. Next batch of drivers, 9700, Kyle Larson starting from the pole and last week's Dominator winner at Charlotte. In the last 5 road course starts, because we can actually include, since we're doing the 2 road courses from this year and the 3 from Sonoma, he has raced in all those. So no suspension issues when coming up with these stats. Has 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 3 top 20s, a 16.4 Draftkings average, and a 13.4 average finish. 14th on the power ranking, mostly because of his starting position and the guys that are starting around him that have more road course experience and better finishes than he does. Not that Kyle Larson should be underrated at all. He's incredibly on a hot streak right now, and momentum is something that is definitely something to make sure we're aware of when putting our lineups together. I think Kyle Larson, he's a smart driver. He's really good at driving pretty much any type of track, any type of car. Yeah, literally he won the Coke 600 and in less than 24 hours went and won a Sprint Cup car, winged car, less than 24 hours later. I can't believe he did that, but he's unbelievable, talented. So don't underestimate Kyle at a road course once he finally really figures it out. And since we go to 7 road courses this year, I think by the end he's going to be somebody who will contend with Chase and Truex. But he finished 10th at Sonoma in 2019. Does not have a win on a road course yet. 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and 10 top 20s out of his 16 total starts. All right, next in line, we've got William Byron. William Byron, 9,500, starting 3rd. 21 on the power ranking this week. Once again, momentum does play a little bit of a factor, but if we're looking strictly at his road course history, he has no wins in the last 5. No top 5s, no top 10s, and 2 top 20s, and a 9.5 Draftkings average, 22.0 average finish, and finished 19th here in 2019. Once again, no wins on a road course, no top 5s, but 4 top 10s and 6 top 20s out of his 10 starts. So probably not a whole lot of William Byron this week. I may have him in 1, maybe 2 lineups. But next in line, Ryan Blaney, 9,300. In the last 5, he's got no wins, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 4 top 20s, a 24.5 Draftkings average, a 15.6 average finish. And if you can remember at the Daytona Road Course Busch Clash, he and Chase Elliott were battling it out at the very end when he and Chase ended up wrecking each other, allowing Kyle Busch to get that win. Those races don't get figured into these stats, but Ryan Blaney's a pretty good little road course racer. He finished 3rd here in 2019, does have 1 win, 4 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and 11 top 20s out of his 14 total starts on road courses. Power ranking this week of 13th. Next in line, Kurt Busch, 9,100, coming from way back in the field because he had an issue at Charlotte this past weekend, and because we're doing the dynamic no qualifying lineup order, whatever you want to call it, that matrix thing that's really screwy that NASCAR is doing. I can't wait till we get back to qualifying next year. But power ranking of 4th, biggest advantage is number 1, he's good at road courses. Number 2, he's starting in 30th. Even though he has not shown great speed this year, I think he has a real good opportunity to make it through the field, and they are not calling for any rain this weekend in California. No wins in the last 5, but 1 top 5, 4 top 10s, and 4 top 20s. 37.6 DraftKings average, 11.4 average finish. Finished 13th here in 2019, and out of his 43 total road course starts, he does have 1 win, 14 top 5s, 24 top 10s, and 33 top 20s. So, yeah, 33 top 20s out of 43, starting 30th. Yeah, I will have a decent amount of Kurt Busch this week. He might be my most favorite play this week, next to Truex and Elliott. Next in line, Kevin Harvick. Gotta love the hashtag beer over wine car in wine country for the Busch car. But Kevin will be starting 8th this Sunday, $8,900, 5th on the power ranking. In his last 5 starts, 1 win, 1 top 5, 4 top 10s, and 4 top 20s, a 46.4 DraftKings average, 10.4 average finish. Pretty good, Mr. Harvick. In his 44 total starts, and these numbers are pretty good too, finished 6th here in 2019, but has 2 total wins, 11 top 5s, 24 top 10s, and 37 out of 44 top 20s. That's pretty consistent. You're not messing up a whole lot there. Next grouping, $8,700 to Mr. Alex Bowman. Starting 7th on the field. No wins at a road course or in the last 5. No top 5s, 3 top 10s, and 4 top 20s, a 43.2 DraftKings average and a 10.3 average finish. He did finish 14th here in 2019. 2 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and 10 top 20s out of his 14 total starts, coming in 8th on the power ranking this Sunday. Next in line is Brad Keselowski, 8,500, starting 9th on Sunday. In the last 5, he's got no wins, but 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, and 5 top 20s. 41.2 DraftKings average, 11.6 average finish. Not too shabby. He finished 18th here in 2019. Does not have a road course win yet at all, but 7 top 5s, 10 top 10s, and 21 top 20s. 7th on the power ranking. Next in line, Christopher Bell, who does have a road course win, 8,400, starting 20th, 16th on the power ranking. 1 win, and that was at the Daytona Road Course earlier this year. So 1 win, and pretty much that gave him 1 top 5, 1 top 10, and 1 top 20. 19.1 DraftKings average, and a 19.5 average finish. He did not race here in 2019 or any other time, so this will be Christopher Bell's first time visiting wine country in California. Has started on road courses a total of 4 times and finished 1 top 5, 1 top 10, 1 top 20 with that 1 win. 16th on the power ranking. I like his starting spot. Joe Gibbs cars run really, really well on road courses. Hence the reason why when we get to him, Eric Jones has really good numbers. But road course racing is a little bit different of a beast. It's not all about the car. This weekend they do have the 750 horsepower package with the low downforce. and we haven't actually raced that at this track since 2018. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic to this weekend. So I'll be nice to get back to normal cars, same cars every week, week in and week out, when we get to the next gen car next year. But let's get back to the driver. All right, next in line, Matty D, 8200, starting 17th on the field. Decent PD upside play here. No wins in his last five, but one top 5, one top 10, and 2 top 20s, a 26.4 Draftkings average, and a 20.8 average finish. He did finish 4th here in 2019, and out of his 16 total road course starts, does have that 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 5 top 20s. Decent little play for place differential. Next in line, Tyler Reddick, 8,000, starting 10th. He's been tearing it up on the mile to mile and a half tracks, but we're coming to a road course where he does not fare quite as well. In the last few starts here, we've got no wins, no top 5s, 1 top 10, and 1 top 20, and an 8.0 Draftkings average and a 23.5 average finish. Has never started here at Sonoma, so this will be his first trip to wine country. Hopefully he enjoys it. He might want to get a bottle of wine when he gets out there. He has got the ChildressVineyard.com car. Kind of funny, taking a North Carolina wine sponsorship to California wine country. Next in line, we've got Eric Almirola, 7900, in the Farmer John car. Starting 26, decent PD upside play potentially here. He does do fairly well at road courses. 15th on the power ranking. No top 5s, 2 top 10s, 3 top 20s. 36.3 Draftkings average and a 15.0 average finish. Finished 9th here in 2019. Once again, no top 5s, but 2 top 10s and 11 top 20s out of his 21 total starts. Next in line, we've got Ross Chastain, who actually performed very well at COTA. So hopefully, potentially, that might carry over to Sonoma. $7,700, starting 29th. That's a great starting spot since you have been running fairly well at road courses as of late. But he does have 1 top 5, 1 top 10, 1 top 20 in the last 5. 15.8 Draftkings average and a 25.3 average finish. So data here doesn't suggest that, but I think Ross will end up having a decent day on Sunday, so I will be having some, mostly because of his starting position. He did finish 33rd here in 2019 in lesser equipment, but still that 1 top 5 out of his 7 total road course starts. Michael McDowell, who surprisingly is a very good road course racer, $7,600, starting 21st, 12th on the power ranking. No top 5s, but 2 top 10s, 3 top 20s, and a 31.1 Draftkings average. And his average finish is 15th, so potentially at least 6th place spot upside here for him. He did finish 25th here in 2019, and his total record of 20 starts on road courses, no top 5s, 3 top 10s, and 11 top 20s. Next in line, Cole Custer, 7,500, starting 23rd. I have seen a couple other people post that they really like Cole Custer this week. I don't understand why they like him on this. Even in his Xfinity runs, he did fare, but not to a point where I'm like, ooh, I got to start Cole Custer. So kind of keep that in mind. I have him ranked, or the data has him pulled out at 32 on the power ranking. Only has 1 top 20 in his last 5, which is only the 2 Daytona road course this year and the COTA road course this year. And out of his 4 total road course starts in a Cup car He's got 1 top 10, 1 top 20, starting 23rd. It might surprise me, but I'm not going to have any Cole Custer this week. Next in line, Austin Dillon, another driver I'll not have any ownership of. 7,400, starting 6th, mostly because of that right there, starting 6th. As we see, his average finish is 20.8. That's a big difference in his starting position, hence why I won't have much of Austin Dillon this week. He does have a 20.3 DraftKings average and 3 top 20s. And out of his 17 total road course starts, he has no top 5s, no top 10s, and only 7 top 20s. And 2019, he finished 24th here. Next, grouping 7,200, Chris Buescher, starting 12th. 11th on the power ranking this week, has 5 top 20s out of his last 5 starts, 40.5 DraftKings average, a 14.2 average finish. Finished 16th here in 2019. No win still, but out of his 15 total road course starts, has 1 top 5, 1 top 10, and 12 top 20s. I like Chris Buescher this week. I'll definitely have some ownership on him. Eric Jones, 9th on the power ranking, starting 18th, $7,000 on DraftKings, 2 top 10s, 4 top 20s, 45.6 DraftKings average. Remember, most of those are in the Joe Gibbs car, and a 14th place average finish. But I still think he's going to end up finishing fairly well this weekend in Richard Petty equipment. Finished 8th here in 2019 in a Joe Gibbs car, but has 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and 9 top 20s out of 12 total road course starts. I do like some Eric Jones this week also. Chase Briscoe, 6,900, starting 25th. This will be his first visit to Sonoma and wine country, but the 2 road courses that he started at in Cup cars so far this year, he does have the 1 top 20, a 27.0 DraftKings average, 19th place average finish. Didn't finish here because he didn't race here in 2019, but he finished 32nd with mechanical issues at the Daytona road course earlier this year. So as we get to go through this, I'm going to start throwing some of the Daytona road course numbers out there for some of the guys that don't have a whole lot of Cup experience who did race at Daytona. I would look at Coda, but Coda was a sloppy mess and no real true data to pull out of there. You could probably almost look at practice speeds as a more better indicator because that was actually run in dry conditions. But either way, let's get back to it. I do have Chase Briscoe as a 24 on the power ranking, mostly because of how well he did in Xfinity on road courses. Ryan Preece, 6,800, starting 20th, 27th on the power ranking. Got him as a only if you have to play it. No top 5s, 1 top 10, 2 top 20s, a 28.2 DraftKings average, 17.7 average finish. Finished 29th here in 2019. 1 top 10, 3 top 20s out of his 7 total road course starts. Next in line, Bubba Wallace, 6,600. Somebody else I will not have much of. I won't have any actually of Bubba Wallace. Starting 15th, his starting position is just not good. He's going to lose positions here. Just too many other good drivers on road courses, and Bubba just hasn't shown any speed as at any road course. As we can see, he has no top 5s, no top 10s, no top 20s, even out of his 10 total starts. His average finish is 30.0, starting 15th. I don't like anything about that at all. Next in line, Daniel Suarez, 6,400, starting 16th. Not the biggest fan of where he's starting, but I think Daniel will end up finishing at least probably in the top 15. 19th on the power ranking, 19.4 average finish, 19.4 Draftkings average, 4 top 20s out of the last 5, and out of his 12 total road course starts, he does have 8 top 20s, 2 top 10, 2 top 5s, and he finished 17th here in 2019. Ryan Newman, the old man, almost like me. I still got him beat in amount of years circling the sun. But $6,300 this weekend, starting 24th, 23rd on the power ranking, has an 18th place average finish out of his last 5 starts on road courses. Well, 2 road courses and 3 trips to Sonoma, but 32.0 Draftkings average when looking at those stats. 1 top 10, 3 top 20s. He's pretty consistent on a road course. Don't think he's going to end up getting us a ton of points, but he could end up being somebody we could play to give us a little bit of salary relief. He did finish 7th here in 2019. No wins out of his 42 total road course starts, but has 3 top 5s, 11 top 10s, and 31 top 20s. Pretty consistent for $6,300. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. back in the Sunny D car. That's a throwback scheme, but it's actually not. It's a new paint scheme, but old sponsor of Ricky Stenhouse when he was at Roush Fenway. $6,100 this week, 25th on the power ranking, starting 14th. I don't mind Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on road courses, but I just don't like his starting position. I think he ends up finishing top 20. I don't think he improves, and I don't think he falls way back unless they have a mechanical issue or gets taken out of the field. But his stats: 2 top 20s, 16.8 Draftkings average, 23.4 average finish. He finished 21st here in 2019 and does have 11 top 20s out of his 20 total road course starts. Next in line, Corey LaJoie. Corey LaJoie just should not drive on road courses. You got to, if you're racing the full season, you got to race them, and hopefully by the end of the season, after racing 7 road courses, Corey LaJoie will figure out how to turn left and right. $6,000, starting 22nd. That's another issue I have with him, is where he's starting. 1 top 20 out of all of his 8 total starts, 27.7 average finish, 5.3 Draftkings average. Finished 32nd here in 2019. There's nothing good to say about it. Next in line, Anthony Alfredo, 5,800. Starting 28th. I like his starting spot. I like his price tag. Hence, he's also got a 17 on the power ranking. He's got an average finish on his 2 road course runs at 20.0. He's got a 36.5 Draftkings average. 1 top 20. He finished 22nd here at the Daytona Road Course. We don't have a whole lot of stats on Anthony, but I do, just a gut feeling. I think I'll like Anthony Alfredo this weekend, starting 28th. All right, James Davidson, somebody who we probably don't talk a whole lot about, but is a road course ringer from Australia. Runs pretty well at road courses and has now won the last 2 iRacing Invitationals, both at road courses. He knows how to get around a road course. He's never visited Sonoma, but I have a feeling that starting 32nd, he's going to end up moving up through the field. He's actually a pretty smart driver when it comes to maneuvering his way through the field. So 26th place average finish, 25.5 Draftkings average. For somebody that we don't typically ever talk about or think about using, I think you can easily save some money this week and probably pull yourself some James Davison, and this would be a good opportunity to try to get that Chase Elliott Martin Truex group together and save some money with James Davison. Next in line, we've got Ben Rhodes, who making his first Cup start appearance and first Cup road course and first trip to Sonoma. He won the Daytona road course truck race earlier this year. He's actually pretty good little road racer. Starting 31st, he's got some PD upside potential here. Don't have any stats to talk about, other than I think he ends up doing okay, so maybe a little bit more salary relief here. I've got him 27th, so be cautious when using Ben Rhodes if you decide to use Ben Rhodes. Don't think he's an awful play. I don't think he's a great play either. I think I'd rather take James Davidson starting one spot behind him at 5,600. Josh Balicki 5,200. Now we're starting to get into the guys that I typically don't make optimal lineups or somebody that I will think about using. Starting 36th, 34th place average finish, and a 2.3 Draftkings average. And we'll just go to the next one. Garrett Smitley, 5,000, starting 34th. Actually, he has a 27.5 average finish in the last few road courses. 18.5 Draftkings average, not awful. He finished 27th at the Daytona road course. Just be cautious if you want to take any Garrett Smitley this week. Scott Hockert is a road course ringer coming in at 4,800. Does have one other start at, where did he start? Let me see real quick if I can find that. I don't know if he started at Daytona. Scott, yes. Scott started in 28th and finished in 28th at the Daytona road course earlier this year. Oh, I can see that right down there. I just looked at my notes. So I think Scott's not a bad play at 4,800. So we've got some value plays out here. So we could actually load up at the top with some PD upsides, some dominators. But when we get to looking at some of these other stats, we're almost done here. Two more drivers, and we can look at some past optimal lineups. Cody Ware here at 4,600, no interest, starting 32nd, 8.8 Draftkings average and a 32.3 average finish. Finished 36th here in 2019. Not going to have any of that. Next one, why's my thing? Well, there it is. Quinn Hoff, 4,500, starting 33rd, 37th place average finish, 40th at Daytona. Not going to go there. I did find this is a really neat, it's called driveraverages.com. This kind of just gives a little bit of an overview, and if you can look over here, so we've got Kaz Grala at the top. He only started one race, so this is based on average finishes. But if we look over to the right at average ratings, which is our driver average rating, and if you're ever trying to figure out how, so the NFL started with QB ratings, and then NASCAR decided they were going to do driver ratings. And the driver rating is a formula that combines wins, finishes, top 15s, average running positions while on the lead lap, average speed under a green flag, fastest laps, most laps led, lead lap finish. Either way, so the maximum points that a driver can score is 150 total points per race. Well, Chase Elliott on road courses, out of 10 races on road courses in the last 10, he's got 125. That's phenomenal. And Martin Truex is right behind him at 116. Next closest down, Denny Hamlin at 93 and Kevin Harvick at 93. Kyle Larson's actually 99.3, so it's a great little tool to kind of go look, and they've got a bunch of different stats that you can kind of pull and manipulate. So if you're ever looking for more information, driveraverages.com. It's a pretty cool site. Alright, so let's kind of go back through and look at, I always talk about who I'm looking at as dominators. I think Chase Elliott starting second is probably our most optimal dominator for this race. I think Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin starting 4th and 5th could end up being a great dominator play. Kevin Harvick runs really well. The reason why I don't have Martin Truex close to right next to Chase Elliott is because of his starting position. and road courses, it can be a little difficult to pass, and Sonoma is a very tight road course. Not that Martin won't get up to the front eventually. I think it's going to be potentially after the first, probably after the first stage break. I think that's when they can make up some time on pit road and get him up towards the front, or possibly take tires or not take tires, or do something in the pits to kind of get him closer to the front. I think once he gets close to the front, I think then it becomes a battle between he and Chase. But I think Chase jumps out in front of Larson early and leads most of the, at least first stage, and then I think it becomes a great race and battle between potentially any of these guys that are dominators. But the one that's probably going to come out of the gate and lead early will be Chase. Place differentials, as we can look over here. So I always start with my dominators. I take 1 or 2 dominators, then I take 1 or 2 place differential guys, and then I fill in the rest. But Martin Truex has to be our biggest PD upside potential, starting 19th, and Kurt Busch right behind him starting 30th. Christopher Bell, who won a road course earlier and has shown a pretty good speed on road courses this year, starting 20th. Ross Chastain has shown really good speed on road courses lately. He's starting 29th. So that's kind of our list here of who I think are our best place differential upsides. And then I kind of go back and use my fill-in sheets. So if I need to save money, I'm looking at Ben Rhodes, James Davidson, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Preece, Chris Buescher, and kind of on the higher end, if I've got some room, I like Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, and Ryan Blaney. So those are the guys that I like this week. All right, so optimal lineups for Sonoma 2019 showed Martin Truex Jr. started 8th, finished 1st, a little bit of PD upside, but he led 59 of the 90 laps. So we had one dominator. We had one guy who had a great finishing position in Ryan Blaney, who moved up 6 spots. But then the other 4, so Eric Jones from 32nd to 8th, 19 to 4. Ryan Newman 21 to 7, and Eric Almirola from 15th to 9th. So we had one dominator, 4 PD upsides, and 1 kind of finisher filler in. So if we look at our optimal lineup so far for road courses this year, Coda only had 46 total laps, so real no dominators, even though that's why I have a question mark. So we had 2 question mark dominators, Chase Elliott from 8 to 1 and Joey Logano from 6 to 3rd. They led 14 laps and 5 laps, but even Ross Chastain led 4, Michael McDowell led 3, Ryan Preece led 2. That race was just an absolute, I don't know. Well, family friendly here. We'll keep it clean. But if we look at the Daytona road course, once again, 1 dominator, 1 really good finishing position, and 4/5 PD upsides. So once again, we're really looking at 1, maybe 2 dominators this week, and the rest we're looking at PD upsides and potential finishing spots. And I think Martin Truex fills 2 of those spots. So I think you have to have Martin in most of your lineups. I would not have him in all, just because mechanical issues, things of that nature, things happen. So I would not completely, if you're doing 2 or 3 lineups, if you're doing 3, I'd have him in 2. Same thing with Chase. And I'd have 1 that had both of them in it. Just my thoughts on it. Optimal lineups from road courses in 2020. We'll go through this real quick. We had 1 dominator, 4 PD upsides, 1 finishing spot. Same thing at Daytona, 1 dominator, 3 PD upsides, 1 finish. So as you can see, it's typically 1 dominator. The rest of them are finishing spots and place differentials. So that kind of wraps it up for this week in Racing in the Draft. Once again, if you like the content, make sure you follow me. Like this video, would love a little bit of love tap on the like button. Make sure you share with anybody that you think might be interested in learning a little bit more about Draftkings and NASCAR. And I appreciate you making it all the way to the end of the video if you did. If so, leave me a comment. And good luck this weekend in wine country Sonoma. And next week, we've got an all-star race. Completely different formats, different way of thinking about things. It's going to be fun. It's going to be wild. It's going to be interesting on who's in the field, who's not in the field, but we'll kind of break all that down next week. But good luck this week at the road course in Sonoma. Have a great weekend. Thanks.
Get a good deep breath. Get ready to roll here. Only about one thing tonight, getting the W, so gotta be around the end to do that. Get ready to roll tonight, boys. Let's go have some fun.
Don't get me any more fired up than I already am.
All the way to the checker. You are fine. Nobody's got to run. Checker time, baby!
Hell yeah!
Proud of you there, Matt. Good job, pal. Thanks, man. Good job all day.
Great work, my man. Great work.
Keep putting yourself in position. We'll win our share, right? We got one back today, brother. Good job.
Great job, guys.
Excellent work, my man. Excellent work. Thank you.
Man, that's awesome. Set out with a goal. We got it here, bud. Thank you very much.
Really proud of you, man. Drove your butt off tonight. We had the fastest car here, bud.
Probably killed our deal there. Just feel like I gave one away. Yeah, boys. Way to rebound. Great job.
Great job, bud. Really good job. Appreciate you hanging in there with us all weekend.
What a weekend. Good job. Thank you.